Hi, my name's Cole Miller, and in this comic, I will be exploring why I believe 1865 was the year that the world changed. Behind me here is a skyscape of the beautiful factories that ruled over the industrial world during these times, except they were everything but beautiful. Along with the rapid growth of industrialization, fueled by the end of the Civil War, 1865 marked a significant period of change in the world due to naturalist Charles Darwin revolutionizing scientific thought and challenging traditions that ran the societies he lived in. Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species had just burst onto the scene, challenging long held beliefs about the origins of life on Earth. After a breakthrough moment where he realized his theory, Darwin went on to publish his magnum opus on November 24, 1859, which presented a comprehensive theory of evolution by natural selection, claiming that all species, including humans, had descended from common ancestors, due to a quote, gradual change of species from the mouth of Darwin himself. Darwin's theory stood in stark contrast to prevailing religious doctrines, particularly the biblical account of creation, which said that life had been specially created by a divine being, particularly God. Instead, Darwin proposed a naturalistic explanation for the diversity of life, rooted in the processes of variation, competition, and selection that paved the way for more scientific theories of the Earth's origin to have weight over the common religious theories. Darwin's work revolutionized scientific thought, providing a unifying framework for understanding the interconnectedness of life forms and the mechanisms driving evolutionary change in all species, while simultaneously actively challenging norms and beliefs that ran the societies he lived in. Darwin's ideas within his 1859 On the Origin of Species ignited a firestorm of controversy and debate, capturing the imagination of scientists, philosophers, and the general public alike. Many groups praised his work, but it led to the dismay of one group in particular, the Christians. His theory challenged traditional orthodoxy and sparked opposition from religious authorities and conservative thinkers who viewed evolution as a threat to established beliefs and moral values, ones that they had thrived on financially for years. However, despite the backlash, Darwin's work resonated with many intellectuals who recognized its new implications for understanding the natural world and furthermore humanity's place within it. During a time where humans were arguably easily moldable, Darwin's revolutionary work was held in extremely high regard and was approached with serious inquiry. The world of biology would never be the same. In the text itself, Darwin claims that many species are in a struggle for existence, where, for example, the mistletoe is dependent on the apple and a few other trees. If too many of these parasites grow on the same tree, it will languish and die. Darwin's idea of the struggle for existence is a fundamental concept in his theory of natural selection and plays a crucial role in understanding how his ideas contributed to how the world changed during the year 1865. The struggle for existence refers to the intense competition among individuals within a species for limited resources such as food, shelter, and mates. Darwin observed that organisms produce more offspring than can possibly survive, leading to a struggle for survival where only the fittest individuals are able to successfully reproduce and pass on their advantageous traits to future generations. This idea directly reflected humanity at the time of the Industrial Revolution, where a lot of children were being conceived, but job opportunities and living conditions were not ideal due to factories. This was the ideal occupation for the common worker, and bringing more children into the world amidst London's terrible living qualities is entirely representative of this section within Darwin's On the Origin of Species. In an 1860 Tennessee newspaper called the Nashville Patriot, shortly after the publication of On the Origin of Species, Darwin is discussed as someone who has ushered in a completely new wave of thought. His emphasis on empirical observation, rigorous experimentation, and meticulous documentation laid the foundation for modern evolutionary biology, revolutionizing the way we understand the origins, diversity, and interconnection of life on Earth. In the newspaper, the story on Darwin details how many previously acclaimed scientists and researchers were actually, quote, in support of this theory. His logic had the power to influence such men as Dr. Hooker, who has publicly avowed his conversion to this belief. It is destined to create a great excitement among scientific men. February 17th, 1860. Darwin's work was causing even the greatest minds to question everything they knew, and this concept of existentialism shines through Darwin's fictional work as well, such as the psychedelic and introspective A Christmas Carol journey, particularly Scrooge's arc. The end of the Civil War is the cherry on top of the year 1865 and why it is so significant in human history. The war saw many women taking on jobs men would normally do while they served, and the industrialization expanded tenfold. Now that the South was no more and the United States of America was in a state of rebuilding, this was a very volatile time for people. Due to this, existentialism and Darwin's work inspired many in this new age of freedom and scientific awareness. The culture leading up to the big change in 1865 was characterized by the Industrial Revolution and new scientific thoughts that challenged typical norms. In 1865, religion still had a large grasp on the world, shown through popular art of the time, such as Jean-Francois Moulet's The Angelus. This painting depicts a farm couple praying, with a church distant in the background. Religion was one of the most popular themes for artwork, predating Darwin's impact, and aided in keeping those institutions in control. The publication of Darwin's On the Origin of Species and the dawn of a new era leading into 1865 challenged those prevailing beliefs and forever altered humanity's understanding of its place in the natural world. His legacy endures as a testament to the power of curiosity, reason, and empirical inquiry in unlocking the mysteries of life and shaping the course of human history. Darwin's work also heavily impacted the culture, paved the way for modern scientific thought, and even allowed franchises such as Planet of the Apes to exist. Darwin's theory of evolution is still a viable theory of human life believed by many scientists to this day, and caused 1865 to mark a period in history of questioning. Amidst a rigidly structured society, Darwin's work challenged norms and made those in power uncomfortable as he turned everything they preached on its head. And that is why I believe the world changed in the year 1865. Thank you.